A year ago, Roy had to make a tough decision. A buck he'd known and left to go about his business for a decade was starting to go back. With a heavy heart, he shot him. He knew it was the right thing to do. Today we're back on the same ground, hoping to catch glimpses of a rut that is struggling to find momentum. The weather is balmy and it's preventing the fallow from finding their flow.
We've had some real hot weather fronts coming through, and that really just does turn the fallow rut off very quickly. So I'm hoping today, although it's still relatively warm, that we'll have something. I mean, it would be lovely to have a lovely frosty morning, but unfortunately we have not got it. It's not been served up to us at all this year. Obviously last year we took off my old boy from one of the rutting stands here. He was sort of king of the hill and had been for a number of years on two of the big rutting stands around here. So it's going to be interesting now seeing who's come on, who's taking the place. And what I'm hoping to do is just have a look at those, give those a fair assessment. If there's anything there that's not quite up to standard or up to par, then we might take one of those. If not, then hopefully we might come across a little satellite buck just on the outside of the rutting stands.
Roy takes it gently, checking the coast is clear every few yards. Nothing lifts on the way in, but on the far side of the stand, there's movement.
Seriously. Got him. We just saw coming through the valley that black buck coming across, and then he just started making his way up towards us. It's not a buck that I recognise, and it's not particularly a buck that I want to keep on the rutting stands either. From looking at him as he was coming through, the head conformation wasn't that great, so he was definitely a candidate to trim out of the herd. But again, it's just incredibly quiet. And when you're looking up on the top here at the moment, you can see this very, very little sign of activity from the rutting stand. So we'll go and sort him out, and then we'll run over the other side and just see if there's anything going on over there. But yeah, I mean, quite nice. Only 10 minutes into the stalk this morning, and he presented a perfect shot. Just, as I say, just shot down into the valley there. But I like it when it's quick. Not the conformation of head that we're looking to try and promote. Although, as I say, with a wild population of fallow, it is very, very difficult to try and selectively cull for heads, but it is all we can do. And again, on this estate, we do try and promote the lighter coloured bucks. Quite a young animal, absolutely beautiful. Definitely a little bit smelly. I didn't think he was that bad, but he has definitely been having a bit of a wallow and a play, so he would have been in full swing. He was definitely rutted up there.
With the buck cleaned, Roy heads over to the other side of the estate. He is pleasantly surprised to see does out eating the last of the acorns. The dog walkers usually make life in the open uncomfortable for the deer here. We are now on the spot where Roy took his master buck, but no one is holding court.
It's very strange coming in, you're not going to see him. You're just hoping that maybe one of his progeny has come on and is looking good and ready to get going for the future.
As tradition dictates, Roy decides to try for a cheeky fox. just as she turns. He fires again to make sure. He continues to call. Interestingly, these shots have not deterred other foxes in the area. A dog fox appears from the right, but Roy is unsighted. He doesn't stick around, but it's a great way to end the morning.
Fantastic condition. A little young vixen there. Just a beautiful, beautiful animal. I mean, they are so stunning. And I do have a lot of respect for foxes, but unfortunately when their numbers do rise, then a lot of other animals do suffer. I'm not just talking about the game birds, I'm not just talking about animals that we have a vested interest in, the lambs, etc., and obviously the deer fawns, but it's everything else, the amphibians, the reptiles, and everything else that they do predate upon. When the fox population rises, they obviously all take a bit of a hammering, and that's only an imbalance that we have created in these environments, so it's only right that we redress the balance.
It doesn't matter if it's a master buck that you've known for years or a fox that's responded to the call. They both deserve respect from the guy or girl behind the trigger.